estate will treat you well. You're in the know, the market's moving fast. Let's go, 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 go. Care about real estate? Like and subscribe, don't hesitate. Care about real estate? Like and subscribe, don't hesitate. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
To make sure you can afford that monthly mortgage payment, because your first home is really and truly never going to be your forever home. You're going to get something you actually can, make sure you can live in, suits you and your family, but it's not going to be your forever home. And your first home can always be maybe your legacy for your family, building this generational wealth. Working the first home can be your rental property later on in life. But most importantly, that home is going to be generating some income versus rent and not never generate any type of income.
Absolutely, and I think that's one thing our generation and younger generations need to consider while we're in this market with rates that are at where they're at, is make sure you can afford the payment. If the home that you love has too high of a payment, I strongly suggest that you consider decreasing the purchase price of your home a little bit. One thing I think about a lot is like my grandparents, my grandparents, they all grew up in smaller homes. So our generation's kind of a little bit bougie. I'm definitely guilty of this, but maybe settle for a little bit smaller home. Make sure it's the home that you need, but if you can settle with one less bedroom, or if you can settle with more square footage, and that will get you into a home comfortably, consider buying, because like you said, it may not be your forever home. You can build equity in that home, and that can help you get to the next home down the road.
Definitely. And I want to say, even my mom, her and my dad purchased their home years ago, and my mom is currently in the same home. And it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, split level home, nice room. I mean, still got home, still got plenty of room for us. But at the end of the day, she's actually rehabbed that home a couple of times, did some renovations, based on the fact she was a homeowner. She could do that. As you're renting, you can't do that. My most important thing that I try to tell my buyers is, come and get something to make you some wealth. It's about generating some wealth, generating some income into your home. Because again, if I were to go to broke today, I would say is I have an asset. I have my home, so I want to use the word broke. I'm not broke because I have a money making income property there as far as real estate. And so people have to look at that, because at the end of the day, when you come into a pickle, I tell people, when you get to a situation where you have to sell, that's income there that you can actually generate, move on. You can always rebuild. There's no thing of not being able to restart over. You can start something over 1,000 times, and it can be better each and every time too.
Yeah. And the other thing to consider is, if rates do come down, that will make housing payments technically more affordable, which will drive up demand more than likely, and then home prices will come up even more. So if you buy that home at the current rate, if you can afford the payment, and rates do come down, you have the potential to refinance and lower your rate that way. So let's say you have a 7% rate. If rates come down to 5%, you can refinance, basically meaning paying that loan off, establishing a new loan at the lower rate, and that would reflect a lower payment.
Definitely.
One thing we talked about before, which is very important to consider, is if you buy a home right now and you're hoping that rates come down and you can do that refinance, one thing you absolutely need to consider is to keep your credit score good and keep your debt low. So sometimes I see people running into the issue where they bought a home, and of course, maybe you don't have, this is your first home or whatever, you need to furnish it. So they bought all their furniture on credit. Maybe they needed to buy a new car after. And now when they go back to refinance, because they have more debt payments, it's difficult for them to qualify. So in this market where we have those higher rates, you really need to consider that in anticipation of being able to refinance down the road.
And I'm glad you said that, because as agents, as us, one of the first things we tell our clients, do not buy no furniture, no appliances, and especially no car during this process until you get the keys in your hand. But now you're right, we got to consider the fact that they may run into situations where it comes to the interest rates might be a little higher for them to even afford the affordability of the house when they get ready to refinance. So definitely thank you for letting me know that. That's something I will start sharing my buyers. Y'all listen to that now. We got to still think about that debt to income ratio with these rates. So that way we have to refinance later on. We got to be able to afford it as well too.
Sure. Yeah, and that's something I've been trying to consider more, educating my buyers on lately too, because that's the advice you're always told when buying a house. Don't buy any cars, don't apply for any credit till you close. And that's true because that will help you get in the home. But yeah, in this market, you need to consider that so that you have the ability to lower your payment later.
All right, good info. Good info. I like that. I like that. So moving on, let's talk about why we here at Hattie Marie's. One of the things is, like I said, when we first originally met, we came here to Hattie Marie's. We had lunch here a couple weeks ago, and I introduced you about my event I have coming up, which is going to be held here in Hattie Marie's on Sunday, February the 16th. It is going to be a collaboration and networking event for agents with Keller Williams. I'll actually open it up for other agents on social media as well too to stop by, come have some food and drink and have a good time. We're going to have a DJ on set. We're going to have live music. And again, we have our sponsors. And thank for you, Ron, for coming and being one of my sponsors. Again, I was in the pickle this year, coming in 30 days, planning everything out. I got my sponsor with yourself. I have my Stewart Title is going to be one of my sponsors. And we have Custom Fitting is going to be actually one of our sponsors as well, too. So I appreciate her coming in end of the day to come in as well too to do one of the sponsorships. So sponsorships are very important when it comes to events like this because it costs money.
Sure.
It costs money. A lot of people look at real estate agents thinking, oh, they got the money. And, a lot of times when, with the market, as the market's up and down for you guys, it's up and down for us too when it comes to business. And I'm just I'm a solo agent. So.
Yeah, and this is a cool venue for this. It's like the perfect setup to have an event. We got the bar right there, the downstairs, got this cool upstairs area. So I'm excited for it.
I am too. Like I said, I feel right at home here. I appreciate, like I said again, Brandon allowing us to come into his space. I've been trying to market. I've been marketing as well for the business as well, and making sure that people know about it. Because originally I didn't know about it at all. Like I said, my title company had actually originally told me about the spot. So I'm just grateful and thankful for being able to stumble across this and being able to do the event here. So I'm just looking forward to Sunday. A little nervous, get a little stressed when it comes to events a lot of times because there's so much to do. You want to make sure everybody's happy, so you want to make sure, when you have many people coming into town, everybody's taken care of. So I'm looking forward. We're going to have a good time.
Another reason this is a good venue is because it's right off Las Vegas Boulevard, which people traveling here might be staying on the Strip or whatever.
Yep, definitely. And our convention's at Mandalay Bay, so it's like only a couple minutes up the street. So good location for them to shoot down here and have a good time and hang out with some other agents. A lot of time, my referral partners, these are the first time we're meeting people face to face. We can actually see them on social media. We can have phone calls, but coming to events like this, we actually can meet them face to face. And you get the vibe with those clients. You get, real estate, professionals that you work with, your referral partners, because you want to see how you're a good fit for one another.
Sure.
See how they actually interact with other agents as well too around you.
Yeah, that's always fun when you know someone electronically or over the phone, and you've worked with them, and then you finally meet them in person. So. Sure, that'll be fun for you this weekend.
And hopefully, like I said, for me, hashtag the agent that cares, hopefully I portray what I show on social media, because a lot of times, I will say, a lot of people are a little different when you see them face to face. So, but for me, I make sure that I'm very consistent. Sure. I show up, I support, and again, for my clients and my business, I make sure that I'm putting 100% in here.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, Ron, I thank you for your time today. We're going to get this episode 1.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you being my first co-host. You're going to be back on here plenty more times. Again, I seen you on Sunday. We actually going to do another podcast on Sunday, so I have you again on Sunday. And again, we're going to actually meet some other agents from across the globe, give them a little location to see where they are and what type of service they do as well too. For me, one of the things I did want to add, my clientele is every clientele. For locally here, I'm the regional sports and entertainment ambassador for Keller Williams. I'm in Keller Williams Luxury. But I also do all price point, first-time home buyers. I do a lot of veterans. 80% of my clients are veterans because I was the case manager at Nellis Air Force Base for quite a period of time. So again, I appreciate having that background and being able to that vast majority of people. Well, I'm not in this bubble of just treating one particular client. All right, you guys, this wraps up episode 1 of Care About Real Estate. I hope you guys had a great time joining in and tuning in with us. Be sure to check me out on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe as well. Subscribe to my podcast. We have many more to come. You guys know how to reach me. Hashtag the agent that cares.